Imperial. And it's Real Honesty with Jonn, Ritland, and...
The Terminator.
This is a SmackDown Live. What do you call this?
Boulder Warm Stephen Austin.
Warm boulders are nice. Anyway, this...
Whatever floats your boat, apparently.
Do you want to know?
I gathered already.
Okay. So yeah, a pretty good episode of SmackDown. I mean, not perfect, but it's been better than Raw.
Yup.
And we had recaps of the Battle Royal where, yeah, Sonya was pretty damn over at the end of that thing.
Yes.
And that's nice, even though Asuka won.
Yep.
I'm very happy about Asuka winning. Hopefully this does mean that they're high on Sonya.
Yeah, I mean, they're continuing to build her.
Yeah. And she looked like her equal at the end.
Mm-hmm.
But after they booked Asuka kind of like shit for a while, I mean...
Yeah, but I think they're realizing the error of their ways. I'm wondering if Triple H is taking more control over SmackDown, because it really feels like it.
That is a good question.
Like, we're starting off with matches and things like that.
Yeah. Because, well, actually, we started with contract signing.
Yeah, we start getting down to business. I don't want to have to put up with this.
Song's in my head.
You're welcome.
Right. So yeah, contract signing for the 3-way TLC match.
Yeah.
Becky and Asuka in the same ring. I may explode seeing that at TLC.
Not on the couch.
Not on the couch, right. Charlotte was also there. There were some good promos between them. Charlotte does look like she's smuggling 2 water balloons in her chest, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that
looks uncomfortable for everyone.
It really does.
But regardless, Charlotte much better as a heel-ish character.
God. And Asuka yelling at people in Japanese. I will never get tired of that.
Yeah.
I don't know what she's saying.
Me either.
But it's nice. So we end up having a tag match because Mandy and Sonya come out, and I don't know why they're still teaming together because Mandy has shown every bit of evidence that she wants to be off on her own.
And she's backstabbing Sonya Deville.
And then, but before that, you had Shane and Miz talking backstage, and Miz is like, wait, Shane, I thought we were buddies. Why am I hosting Miz TV with Daniel Bryan tonight? Oh, but it's the most must-see TV or television show in WWE or talk show.
Right.
So, yeah, Shane playing a heel, I guess?
Maybe.
We don't know. We only had 4 matches on the show, and somehow it was way better than Raw.
It's not a high bar.
No.
And they have the bar.
They do.
They also said it.
And also, Jeff should not be at the bar.
Yes.
Which we'll get to in a bit.
The jokes I was making on Twitter.
God. Mandy and Sonya versus Asuka and Charlotte, and the questions were, could Asuka and Charlotte work together? And the answer may surprise you.
That answer we'll get to.
Yes. Becky was there at ringside, sitting in a chair. You had some good exchanges. Sonya shining pretty well. Mandy did fine also. Mandy has definitely improved more than I thought she would. I will say that much.
Yeah. I gotta say, I was more impressed than when I first started seeing her entrance and when she started wrestling. I'm like, I don't see it, but I'm starting to see her more as someone who can make a good tag team partner.
Yeah, I don't know.
Someone who can mask her weakness.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe she could be a single star later.
Yeah.
But not now.
They're gonna push her.
They will. Oh, trust me, she's way better.
Jesus, I think this ring is finally loosened up to the point where I can barely wear it anymore.
Well, yeah, it's because you're doing the keto diet.
Yeah.
So, Charlotte ends up accidentally kicking Asuka. And then Asuka just flat out says, okay, kicks Charlotte.
Yep.
And then Sonya covers Charlotte for the 1-2-3.
Asuka walks back to her corner and she's just like, yeah.
She's like, oh, I don't know what I did. But yeah, Sonya pinned Charlotte. That's nice. Maybe we could get Sonya shining in the Rumble, possibly. Because they're going to have another Women's Rumble, and that's a good idea.
Yes.
So yeah, there was that.
She's going to challenge Ronda.
Sonya?
Yeah.
She's going to challenge her at the Rumble?
No. When she wins the Rumble?
You're saying Sonya's going to win the Rumble.
Who knows? We'll see how they build to it. But if Sonya were to win the Rumble, I could imagine her challenging Ronda Rousey.
She could.
Because Ronda has not gone up against another MMA person since she's been in WWE.
Also, what they could do, Sonya wins the Rumble, Asuka wins the championship at TLC, which we'll do our predictions next week, and we get Sonya beating Asuka at Mania. And Becky and Charlotte jump to Raw, and we get a 3-way with Ronda. But we'll see what happens.
Oh my.
And then speaking of 3-ways, we get Jey Uso versus Cesaro versus Xavier. So once again, Xavier part of a 3-way on camera. I will never let those jokes go. I should.
You probably should.
Why haven't I?
Because they already blocked you.
Xavier did.
Right.
So did the Young Bucks. I don't know why.
Golly gee, I wonder.
Cesaro knocked off the pancakes off the announcer's table, New Day's announcer's table, and Big Corey at one point pointed out, how is Big E sweating so much and all he's been doing is talking? Corey is
I mean, he does work with Shane McMahon, who is the same.
Yes, the sweatiest man. Next to Bork. But
Bork.
Jey Uso ends up getting the win, so the Usos are not winning in TLC. Where's Sanity?
Well, I think I can imagine them pushing them after TLC instead of for TLC, which would have been the smart idea for a team like Sanity.
Yeah, but just Sanity should win the titles from the bar like I don't know, on the first SmackDown of the new year.
Yeah.
Something like that. So then we get a Rusev Lana promo and Spot Nakamura. We're probably getting it on the pre-show. There are 9 matches announced for TLC so far, and most of the people that I have talked about are not involved.
Championship matches do not belong on the pre-show.
I know.
I'm directing.
You're speaking
towards the world.
Right.
There are no championship matches that belong on the pre-show. Which is why I was always so furious when cruiserweights were relegated to the pre-show.
Right.
So, put the more meaningless feuds in the pre-show. Like, if you're going to have Randy Orton versus Rey Mysterio, you put it on the pre-show. One, Rey Mysterio gets the crowd hyped. And that's pretty much all you need.
Yeah, because Orton really doesn't need to be in the main card at this point.
I mean, Randy Orton is methodical.
He's boring.
He's slow.
That too. But yeah, Rusev Lana promo, I mean, whatever. Nakamura has been just so marginalized. Nakamura won the Royal Rumble like about...
Look at that, America marginalizing the Japanese again. What is it, the 1940s?
Well, in some parts it might be. Then Miz TV with the new Daniel Bryan. Hopefully not.
Nude.
Whatever.
He's not free for nude subscribers.
That's a good thing, probably. Daniel Bryan was calling out the fans for doing the what chant, saying they're doing something for 20 years ago. Well, 15 years ago, but that's all right.
Yeah.
Oh, no, about 17, actually. 17 years ago. It's environmentalist Daniel Bryan. I am not so certain I'm on board with that.
I think it fits him.
I mean, he is the vegan champion we could all root for as opposed to Aries.
Here's the key to this heel turn. What do we all agree with? I mean, we don't mind if somebody's a vegetarian. We don't mind if someone wants to protect the environment. What we do mind, what we hate, is when people take those to the extreme. And that's exactly what Daniel Bryan is doing, because he knows what those vegans are like, what those feminists are like, what those environmentalists are like, and so the people, who are, normal people about this stuff. And that's exactly what he's doing to get heel heat, is being that guy. He's being Tumblr.
He's not being the good side of Tumblr, and there is not much of a good side of Tumblr. Bryan is much... the heel Daniel Bryan is much better than heel Dean Ambrose. They have already fucking ruined heel Ambrose.
Yeah, and that's because Dean Ambrose's heel character is not an extension of himself. Daniel Bryan's heel his whole persona is an extension of himself. It's an exaggeration of what could be bad about his best traits.
And that's actually probably the best way to do it.
So I think it's a smart decision.
It is. I mean, this is going to lead to Bryan losing the title at Mania.
Yep.
I don't know who he's going to lose it to. It could be Almas. Should be Almas.
It should be Almas. He should pass the torch to Almas.
It will not be Almas.
Yeah.
Almas has not been on the show for a bit.
Yeah. He's had all of 3 matches since he debuted, I believe.
I think he's had actually all 3 matches in the last couple months.
Yeah.
And he's lost all of them. That's a former NXT champion that has done that.
One of the first 5-star matches that WWE has had in ages. That guy.
Against Gargano, who is still in NXT.
Former Los Incorrigibles.
Well, yeah. Los Ingobernables. Yeah, hop on. That's as they say it. Yeah, him and Naito are still really good friends, as they should be. So Styles runs down, and Miz ends up laying him out because of an exchange, because Bryan throws Miz into Styles, and they have a scrap, and then Miz lays him out with Skull Crusher finale. Did Miz and Bryan switch roles?
Did we just become best friends? Yep! No, I think they are trying to turn Miz face by turning all of his tactics, against him, and making him having to stand tall in a situation.
Yeah. I mean, that's true, and he did call Bryan out for saying, admit that I'm right.
You can lie, cheat, and steal, and still be a hero.
Like Eddie.
But Miz will never be like Eddie Guerrero. At least not in talent-wise. But on the mic, personality-driven, he's pretty damn good.
Yeah. But then we get to a down point where we had Jeff versus Randy Orton, and this is why Jeff lost.
He was so fucking focused.
There were no screwdrivers involved in this. There were a few announcer table spots, and then Jeff had Orton laid out on the announcer's table. Jeff was going to try for a swanton off the turnbuckle, and then Joe, who was on the old Cheers set apparently, was talking about moderation and drinking and stuff like that. I am behind this, thing with Joe.
Samoa Joe is just fantastic.
I'm sorry, but Jeff's cleaned up his life now and everything, but this is good for Joe to take these pot shots, because that's why the Punk Jeff Hardy feud was one of my favorite feuds, because Punk
and
right.
Jeff Hardy agreed to this too. He's yeah, all right, we'll do this.
And Joe really,
because the two of them know each other.
Yeah. Joe and Joe and Jeff, Wrestling Impact. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that was fun. That was
the fact that they chose Joe was a good decision as well.
He was the chosen one.
I like it.
There we go. Hashtag the chosen one. Bryan was on commentary for our main event, which was The Miz versus Styles.
Miz versus AJ Styles. There's a match.
Yeah, and it happened actually just before he lost the title.
Man with all the talent in the world and a man with all the talent on the mic.
Yeah, and it was a good match. I mean, it was good exchanges. Bryan was on commentary. Of course, he made a fried chicken comment to Byron. Mm-hmm. But of course, Byron wasn't.
He didn't say fried chicken. He just said chicken.
You can't
Don't you go putting words in his mouth.
Okay.
Okay.
But Byron's white anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered if he ate fried chicken.
He is the whitest guy on commentary.
He is. So Styles ends up winning. Bryan attacks Styles, takes out his leg, just keeps working on him, stomps his head, all this stuff. The reason they're doing this is because Styles is going to lose the TLC. Styles is going to take a more reduced role.
Yeah. Byron Saxon is the vanilla ice cream of commentary. You know what Michael Cole is? A frozen tub of Cool Whip.
Yes. That was SmackDown though. SmackDown was pretty easy to get through. B.
Yeah, I think that's a fair grade. There was no real downside to it. Yeah. We had wrestling. We had good wrestling. We didn't have anything overly disappointing in this.
Except Orton.
Sure, but I mean, he was an afterthought.
Like he has been for a few years.
Right. So when all said and done, this was a pretty good episode of SmackDown. It was by no means perfect.
Right.
Oh, I'm giving it a B as well.
And you have a poll.
I do have a poll, John.
Yes.
I do have a poll. It's right up here.
Of course you do. By the way, check out the game streams that we have been doing. Check those out. Derb's got a 205 Live and NXT review coming up tomorrow.
I can't do it today. I would if I could, but I can't do it today because I cannot see into the future. NXT
UK also may be reviewed at some point when they go back to 1 hour.
Yeah.
Because 4 hours of TV is just too much review. I will also have New Japan reviews up. So anyway, agree, disagree with what we said. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle, thumbnail at the end of the video from this guy. Oh, and we will get to our end of year shows, possibly starting this weekend.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. But anyways, man, real awesome with Jonn, Ritland, and
the Terminator.
And we'll be back. Well, you'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back next week.
Yep. So you all have